Hollywood. How y'all doing tonight? We are broadcasting live, and things always go super smooth when we're broadcasting live. Nothing goes wrong. That's perfect. I just want to come out and say a quick hello and welcome to ACME. My name is Dan Kay. I'm the owner here at ACME Comedy Hollywood, and we are doing something unique because we're not only doing an open mic, but we're broadcasting it live for the world to see, so that folks around the country, all your friends out there, can check out what you're working on. And I see as you're working on your material here, folks are making notes and so on. Some people just changed a couple things as they say that. That's why it's called Open Mic Live, right? So a little bit about ACME Comedy. We've been here for about 22 years. We were founded by a couple of folks whose names you might know, including Adam Carolla. Many famous folks have performed on this stage over the years, and many soon-to-be famous folks as well, like yourselves. So we're glad that you're here, and a reminder that we offer classes. So for those out there watching online, if you want to come to Hollywood and learn how to do what these awesome folks are doing, you can take classes here in improv and sketch and stand-up. And these folks all here have been through those kind of things before, I'm sure. Or depending on how it goes tonight, maybe you want to ask us about classes afterwards. I'm kidding. All right, so I'm not going to be your host tonight. Our host is one of our very funny ACME folks who's been doing stand-up for a while, and he's going to take you through the process tonight. Please say hello to Tindell. Enjoy, buddy.
All right, hey, awesome turnout tonight, guys. This is only our second night doing this, and we've more than doubled what we had last week. So we're going to try and get through everyone tonight. So the deal is going to be, we're going to give you a light at 3 minutes. I have a fancy lamp that I'm going to light you guys with at 3 minutes, and I'll keep it on until you get off at 4. The other thing I should note, we are broadcasting this online, guys, so we have one camera right now. It's right back there, so if you're going in between, please try to duck down. All right, before we get this started, I guess I'm just going to file a quick grievance. Normally when I do comedy, I like to talk about fun and happy things, but today, fuck that. I have a complaint, I guess. I would like to go to a doctor at some point just and get a cool diagnosis, because I never get that. I would like to go to the doctor and hear, "Dear God, your cells are dividing at an extraordinary rate. By the end of the day, your penis will be 10 inches longer." You're like, "Geez, doctor, what is that? Is that cancer? What the hell's going on?" No, that's not cancer. That's just awesome. High five. And then we high five, and then I give them a thumbs up, and then I leave, and then it's great. Instead, I just get shit like, the discoloration on your torso is most likely caused by zinc. That'll be $150 times 3, so $450 for that bullshit diagnosis that it took me 5 minutes to give you. And then I have to go home and get rid of all my zinc and zinc-based products, which means my penis will never grow, because zinc is what causes penises to grow. Did you guys know that? That's a lie. Don't rub batteries on your penises, guys. All right, you know what? Fuck the rest of my shit. Let's get through you guys. You guys actually came here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First up is going to be Dale, and then on deck are Elizabeth and Pat. So welcome Dale to the stage. Dale, here we go, Dale, all right.
Can I put this up here? Is that all right?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Okay. I've yet to do this without a mic on the stand, so I don't really feel comfortable doing that. Or I could just try it without a mic on the stand, right? Could go ahead and do that. It's kind of a first-time thing, right? Right? No. So my name is Dale. I have a 5-year-old son at home who shares that name with me. So just to cut down any confusion among you guys, feel free to call me Big Dale. He's 5, so he's a lot smaller. It just works that way. No, it's just a joke. I actually don't have any kids that I claim. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama originally, and Montgomery's known to be a capital city. It's also a military town. It's actually also a railroad town. CSX has a line that runs through the northern half of the city, and I'm proud to say that I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. That's not to say I grew up poor. That's to say my mother liked sleeping with hobos.
So in high school, I actually had the nickname of Jason Bourne. And I realized that was probably about 10 years before the movies first came out, but that's how much of a badass I was. And some of you might be thinking, you know what? That's actually the original books by Robert Ludlum came out around that time, so they could have gotten the nickname from that. My reply would be, you think I'd hang out with people who read? I don't believe in love at first sight unless she's a redhead. First woman I ever had feelings for, adult feelings for, my second grade teacher, Miss Broderick. She had long, curly red hair, skin as pale as a bar of Dove soap. And but that was probably the highlight. That was probably the pinnacle of my academic success was that year. About every 2 or 3 years after that, I kind of have a different redheaded girlfriend coming and going. But when I reached middle school, I met the love of my life, Stacy White. Stacy isn't what we would call hot by today's standards, but she did have a couple of traits that kind of jumped out at you. Number one, she spelled Stacy with an E-Y. So right off the bat, you knew this chick was a badass. And number two, she was redheaded with freckles. And we was, looking back, you can't really say what we were doing was dating because we were at a really young age. I like to say we couple skated for a few years, and we couple skated until one day she comes up to me in late middle school, around 8th grade, back behind the field house, and says, "Dale, I've got some bad news. We got to break up." It's like, "Why?" I said, my parents have found God, and evidently he lives in Utah because we're moving to Salt Lake City." And I cried. It broke me up. I did. I cried. And I'm not ashamed to admit that, though, because of those tears, Stacy let me feel her up. So that worked out well. And then things kind of went on a downhill slide after that. My grades started falling to pieces when Stacy moved. I moved into high school, had no friends, rarely left the house for any reason. Didn't cut the grass, just was good for nothing. Then one day there's a knock at the door, and it's my dad. Evidently the school had sent him a letter telling him that I was failing yearbook. Now keep in mind, this was my second attempt at that tricky subject. So dad comes in, and this Heathcliff, this Cliff Huxtable type moment. He comes in and sits down and says, "Dad, son, you never leave the house. You smell bad. I don't know when the last time you showered was. You have no friends. You don't eat. I need to know, is there something going on in your life that I need to know about, something you need to tell me about, something we can make better, something we can fix?" And I realized for the first time I could be honest with my dad. And I looked at him eye to eye, man to man, and I said, "Dad, I'm going to need you to find me a redhead." 2 weeks later, he came home with Deborah, what we might call a working girl. I lost my virginity to Deborah that night. This is 2 weeks later. And I lost my virginity to Deborah that night. And everything turned well, turned up, turned for the better until I don't know. It was that last lamp one got me going. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Sorry about the lamp noise. Just be aware, we're trying to get through a lot of people today, so try and keep it a tight 4, guys. Oh, and the other thing I forgot to mention, if you were on this list, we have a show at 8 o'clock, and you get a free comp ticket to that 8 o'clock show if you were on that. All right, next up, we have Elizabeth, and then on deck, Pat and Scott. Give it up for Elizabeth, guys.
Hi, guys. Hi. So Dale's really mad at me. I was like, "Will you come do open mic with me?" And he's like, "Okay." And then it's being recorded on the internet. That's sorry, Dale. Lost a friendship. So, so if 2 ducks got married, do you think they do the chicken dance at their wedding? I feel like it would cause a bit of a duck argument. Like the male duck would be really mad. He would be like, first of all, because this is how ducks sound. First of all, you're my wife, and now your whole family's walking around the dance floor with their shoes off, and now you want to do some racist dance. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it would go well for the ducks. So I think weddings are fun. I think it's the marriage part that's sort of lame, but the weddings are fun. You ever notice how at a Jewish wedding, if you break a glass, everybody cheers, everybody's excited? If you did that at a Catholic wedding, the whole party would stop. Everybody would just look at you. You would be a complete asshole if you broke a glass at a wedding for a Catholic person. If you broke a glass at a Mormon wedding, you'd probably get slapped. I don't know. I feel like the guy would be really mad. He would be like, all 7 of my wives were supposed to drink out of that glass. Now they have to drink from the tap. Thank you. So I live in a building of very old people. And I think that in order to live in this building, you have to be, I think it's a requirement, you have to be really old. So I don't know how I got in, but there's also a couple of lesbians that live in there. I don't know how they got in either, but they told me recently, and I'm not a lesbian, but they told me recently that I would make a terrible lesbian. And they said because I had a small tongue. Did you know that having a small tongue as a lesbian is equivalent to having a small penis as a man? And I didn't know this, and I was very upset by it. Not because I want to sleep with them, but because, everybody wants to be wanted. And I just figured out that I was low on their scale. So yeah, I live with a lot of really old people, and every once in a while, in order to get a new tenant in our building, somebody has to die, which happens a lot more than most buildings. But our homeowners association seems to be really strict about who they'll let in, and so they have this questionnaire they give out, and I was going to read some of the questions to you guys. See if I don't think any of you guys are going to fit into this, but maybe. All right, do you have catfish whiskers growing out of your face? Do you need to be within 2 feet of another human being to recognize them? Do you spend a good deal of your day on the phone with Nigerian telemarketers? Is Popeye your favorite superhero? Are your reading glasses made from the same materials as the Hubble telescope? And are you perpetually surprised to see black people walking around without their shackles? If so, come on in. Thank you, guys.
Questions to live by there. All right, guys. Next up is Pat, followed by Scott and Bobby. Give it up for Pat.
All right. Hello, Internet. Hi to everyone out there. I hope you're enjoying the mic. I really hope you guys are having a blast, because we're sure having a blast here. We're sure having a blast putting this on for you. Great, we got that out of the way. I'm going to try new shit, and it's going to go badly because I don't have it memorized, so that's the state that's happening right now. Pretty excited, guys. I started a new job this week. Yeah. I work at Baskin-Robbins as a fingernail inspector. I dig through the ice cream, just like looking for fingernails. It's pretty cool. They let me eat any fingernails I find. My boss Sheila's a real twat, though. Boy, oh boy. Twat and a half. The other day, you never believe this. The other day, Sheila comes up to me. She goes, "Prime time." I use an alias at work. She goes, "Prime time. You want to maybe try washing your hands before handling people's ice cream?" I was like, "Sheila, you want to try maybe washing your ass before coming into work? Huh, Sheila? You want to maybe try that? You want to maybe try hopping in the shower? You want to maybe try turning on the water? You want to maybe try getting some suds going? And you want to maybe You want to maybe try washing your ass before you come into work? Sheila, she promoted me. Because I'm a persuasive speaker. I know what I'm doing. Here's the bad, now it gets bad. All right, guys, tell you about the weirdest job I ever had. I was Michael Douglas's penis assistant on the movie Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. My job was I'll just walk you through it. So Catherine Zeta-Jones would come to visit on set, and the three of us would go back to Michael's trailer. And then she'd take off her clothes, and I don't know why she did this, but she'd put on noise-canceling headphones and like a sleep mask, and she'd like lie face down on the bed. And then Michael would take off his shirt and shoes, and then he'd tell me to take off his pants without using my hands. So I had to like use my mouth. And the whole time he'd just stand there and moan. And I don't know what Catherine Zeta-Jones like thought of all this, because he never let her speak. Like one day on set, she said hi to Josh Brolin, and like Michael like got up in her face and like he screamed, "Shut up, pig! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!" Yeah, whoa, I know. Believe me, I know. Eventually, though, I'd get his pants off, and then I'd have to obviously, get his engine revved up. When I started, I'd always try to jerk him off. It took me a while to find out that it was a lot easier to if I just like went down on him. So one time, just real quick, I'll tell you this. One time, and this is true, I swear to God, I gave him like a 35-minute blowjob, and he never got hard. But the whole time, he kept saying he was about to come. But usually it worked. And as soon as I got him boned up, I'd rush to feed him into Miss Zeta-Jones's hole. That was actually really difficult because there was only a 10-second window between Mr. Douglas achieving an erection and Mr. Douglas losing that erection. So I really had to cram it in there. It's kind of like trying to stuff a wet sock into a fax machine. But I was always, I'm 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds. But I was always rooting for it to go in. Because if it worked and he entered her, I'd get to climb on top of Mr. Douglas and like thrust him into her, which was great because it was like I was using Michael Douglas's dick to have sex with Catherine Zeta-Jones. It was also terrible because I was dry humping a naked Michael Douglas. So yeah, that was my one like weird job. All right, thanks everybody.
I'm not going to investigate the validity of that last joke. I'm just going to live in a world where that's not true. All right, next up is Scott, followed by Bobby and Dave. Give it up for Scott, guys.
Hey, guys. So I'm going to do some stuff which you'll just prove that I'll never do it again. So I'm from a pretty diverse family from the town of New Jersey I'm from. My mother's Irish Catholic. My father's Jewish. Yeah. So they have a really interesting parenting style. It was called the Jersey style, which is kind of like tough love, which is kind of a mix of mob wives and dance moms, because there was like consequences to everything growing up. My mother told me that if we were ever kidnapped, to make sure that we fight back. Because if we die, she wants to know that we fought back. That's a tough mom for you, huh? And also, I tried to run away once because my twin brother wouldn't share his Easy Bake Oven with me. I tried to run away, and she said, you can go, go. You're free to go. Just everything stays here, because I didn't pay for any of it. It was really nice. So you could probably tell that, by my voice, I'm a big homo. When I came out to my family, I thought it was going to be pretty easy. I mean, for God's sake, I have an identical twin brother. Yes, he's gay too. So when I went to go tell him, I went to go visit him for the weekend. He picked me up from the airport, and I said, I have something to tell you. I said, Cindy's pregnant, my girlfriend at the time. He goes, oh, thank God. I thought you were going to tell me you were gay. Yes, well, Jeremy, yes, actually, I'm gay too. He goes, you can't be. Well, Jeremy, I mean, you're my identical twin brother. Why can't I be? Probably because he didn't want to share the ridicule from my family that we were going to endure. But it actually wasn't too bad. When I came out to my parents, it wasn't my choice. I got beat up by my boyfriend. Seriously, I got beat up by my boyfriend. He put me in the hospital. So the cops called my parents and said, "Oh, your son's apartment was broken into by his boyfriend and beat him up." And my mother's reaction was, "He has a boyfriend?" "Oh, he's in the hospital. Okay, we'll come up to visit him." So, the good thing is I didn't have to tell my parents, no pressure. So the police told them. So I didn't mind. So it was actually Gay Pride weekend because I was living in Boston at the time, and they came up that Saturday to make sure, I wasn't on life support or anything. So they thought every weekend in Boston was Gay Pride weekend, and my mother calls it Halloween still. So, yep. So based on my parents' parenting style and my brothers, I have chose not to have kids, basically because I'll be single forever, and everyone I sleep with can't procreate. So I think kids are assholes, and they really are. They don't have respect anymore, because when I was a kid, when a parent tells you or an adult tells you anything, you just take it as the truth. If it's a lie, you believe it. You don't question them. A kid asked me the other day, I was walking down the street, he was asking money for his track team, which apparently he runs track all year long. Asked me for money, so I said, "Oh, fuck." I'm like, "Oh, I gave money to the other kid over there." And he had the balls to interrogate me and say, "Who'd you give it to?" I'm like, "Oh, how much did you give him?" I'm like, Jesus Christ. Just take what I said as the truth and, stop questioning, you fucking asshole. So I think he's going to be like one of those people that really grow up that's going to be very unhappy with their lives, that are going to sit at home in front of the computer and create fantasy worlds where they actually communicate with people. And I can understand why these people get irritated with society and, they want to avoid it. So at least they have other fuck-ups to deal with. So thanks a lot. Bye.
I feel like we're just getting shit off our chest today. Yeah. That's good. All right. Give it up for Bobby coming up, and then Dave and Courtney are next. Bobby. There we are. All right.
Hello, hello, hello. Stand-up comedy. Gotta love it, right? Yeah. Right? It's like an odd drug. It's got its highs and lows. On one hand, you get to stand in a room full of complete strangers and express your opinions, and we can all coalesce into a healthy gut laugh on issues of social and political import. Or dick jokes. And apparently, on the other hand, you can have a bunch of people stare at you like a dog that's just been shown a card trick. All right. I'll never forget the first time I attempted stand-up comedy for anyone. I was very eager to get some feedback, and so I was like, "So what do you think? You think I got what it takes to be a stand-up comedian?" And they were like, "Oh, God, no." No. You just forget this whole comedy shit, Don't do anything in entertainment or anything that involves us having to actually see you. Just none of that. You're going to need a really good backup job like mechanic or electrician or construction worker, because this shit ain't working. And if it's not too much trouble, could you just please just go to hell? I was like, I got to say, Mom, that's harsh. That was brutally honest. We need to rethink our relationship. I think relationships in general are complicated, not just, the relationship you have, love-hate with comedy, relationships we have with people. I think love is more complicated than it's ever been nowadays, Gone are the days of the Beatles when all you really want to do is, hold a girl's hand, Now we have the violently passionate love songs of Muse to get us through the day. And Muse never writes little ditties like, "Oh, I kind of like this girl, maybe she likes me back, maybe I want to hold her hand." No, fuck that. All Muse songs are about them bareback riding death into a supernova. Only come out the other side a gold-plated immortal set to free love from the jaws of fear with 1,000 samurai poets led by Sylvia Plath as they fly into the sun at the speed of light. Or whatever the fuck they're singing about. And then, it used to be just very simple, I think, finding a partner. You used to just have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, you could probably get laid. No sweat. Just the way it is, We've all been impressed by people in our lives who we've dated who've had a lot of money. Like, if you're a girl out here and you'll date a guy who drives you around in a Ferrari, even if you don't like them, and you'll giggle in the passenger seat. All Ferraris come equipped with a sidecar now for your monkey. And he'll giggle while you do it, and I don't blame him because so would I. I'll giggle right along. If Casey Anthony picked me up tonight in a Ferrari after the show, I'd be like, oh, this is nice. Where are we going? But now you don't even have to have a lot of money. Now you can do the whole starving artist thing, you know? You don't have complete apathy for money. You just stand outside. I don't need money, man. Things or possessions. I have human capital. My guitar is my best friend. And those people get laid too, and it goes both sexes. You can either be the trust fund baby's boy toy who pisses off daddy, or you can become the sexually uninhibited hippie girlfriend who pisses off daddy. It's just the way it is. But maybe if relationships aren't your thing, maybe you're looking for just like a quick hookup, can lay some knowledge on you. There's one surefire way I found to ensure a hookup in this town, and that is to own a VHS copy of Muppet Treasure Island. Hear me out. You take someone out mid-afternoon, somewhere, some happy hour, don't pay for shit, invite them back to your house and happen to say, you know, maybe I have a copy of Muppet Treasure Island on VHS. And by friends, by the Cabin Fever Overture, you will be slaying ass. Every single time. Because honestly, who doesn't love that movie? It has everything. It has Muppets singing and dancing and sexual innuendo, you know? If you took comedy and you boiled it down to its basis form, it's pretty much just puppets saying fuck. So, there you go. So it's just relationships, but life is complicated, you know? Race war still going on. You know, I think we're just as far divided in race as we ever have been in this country. And I think if you want to know exactly where race relations are in this country, you need to look no further than laundry. It says right there on the side, you're still separating whites and colors. There it is. You know, I always knew I liked the dryer better, because the dryer's an equal opportunity employer. You can throw whatever in there, makes it all warm and fluffy. It's because of that racist piece of shit washing machine. That is all my time. Thank you very much.
Yes, fuck washing machines. All right. Next up, we have Courtney? Yeah, Courtney, and then Brad and Jeremy. Oh, Dave? Yep. Oh, yep. Sorry. Dave! Fuck me, I'm a horrible host. Dave, come on up.
That was just awkward. I'm like, huh. I've been ignored by chicks before, but I've never been actually ignored by the hosts like that blatantly with a list in front of them. Now, when chicks usually meet me, it's like, oh, he'll give me a ride to the airport. Like, not by choice. My chick friends are always like, Dave, you know what? The guy I'm with now, he's a nice guy, just like you. I'm like, fantastic. That's great to know. What was it they were doing? They're like, oh, girls always end up with a nice guy in the end. Yeah, you know, after their third divorce, they got 6 kids. They're not quite sure who the daddy is of each one. Smoking out of their trach scar at their 15 high school reunion.
It was always nice to me in high school.
Jeez, that's just depressing. I'm a catch though. I'm unemployed, so it's one of those fun things. I got 2 engineering degrees, so I have some smarts. I could, you know, get some money from the sperm bank. Aside from that, I feel like I actually been told I'm too smart for a sales job before. I go, I'm applying. I don't think I'm that smart for it. I applied at California Pizza Kitchen though the other day. On the application, it asked what your career goals and dreams are. Really? I'm applying. I've kind of given up on my dreams and goals. They're not here. I know you guys have an amazing thin crust, but outside of that. So I spend a lot of time at Barnes & Nobles because I have a lot of free time. And it makes people think like I have a little more intelligence than I actually do. But the other day I see the autobiography section. And on the table they have Keith Richards' book right next to Justin Bieber's. He's had trips that have lasted longer than his lifetime. On the cover, you just see him, like Keith Richards. He's got his face covered with half his hands. Like, God damn it, how the fuck did I end up on this shit with this kid? So I got both books because I was kind of curious, and I do have a little bit of Bieber fever. So I'm checking on. This is around Christmas time too. I see like they're donating books to terminally ill kids. I'm like, that's a good cause. I can get behind that. The book that they have sitting like right front and center is Oh, the Places You'll Go. Yeah, I'm not the only one who thinks that's messed up, don't I? It's like, here, the places you'll go. A little morbid. There's really just one, maybe heaven. I hope you got baptized beforehand. I have some buddies who got, he was supposed to get married. Just, if your friends are getting a destination wedding, bet with the house and get the insurance. No matter how much they say they love each other, doesn't mean, you're like, just like, oh shit, I've actually had friends who've had that problem before. Doesn't mean she's not climbing the corporate ladder one STD at a time. Yeah, so we went down there. It was fun. Got a little drunk. But no, I've had a lot of restaurant jobs, and one of the things I hate now is Yelp. People try and like blackmail you into getting free shit from it. Like, dude, just, be sane here. I'm not gonna give you free stuff. So usually when they try and do that, like, I'm gonna tear your name apart on there, I just grab the closest butter knife, look him in the eyes, and tell him snitches get stitches. All right, I'm Dave. Thank y'all.
Now it's time for Courtney. All right, so Courtney's up next, and then Brett and Jeremy following. Give it up for Courtney, guys.
I'm a good person, guys. I only cut in lunch lines. I get to beat kids for Jello. I'm a little terrified that just standing up here, Dale will decide that I'm his new girlfriend. Is that... You take fake ones? Does that still count? My dad's from Mobile. We got a lot in common. Guys, on my walk here, I walked past a guy wearing a T-shirt that just said surfing. Like no brand on it or anything. Just here's a thing I like. So I just walked up to him and was like, "No, you're not." And then he walked away from me. Probably changed into a T-shirt that says not talking to girls who don't appreciate my interest in surfing. And then I put one on that says destroying men. I was applying for jobs the other day, figuring out that I'm unemployable. Aren't we all? And I got really confused. Under availability, maybe you guys can help me out here. Under availability, it had the word morning. And I was like, what the fuck is a morning? I don't remember what those are. I think I usually sleep through those. I have no idea what this means. I had to ask my friend. He was like, oh, it's like daytime, but colder. You can buy Egg McMuffins. And I was like, I still don't get this. Is it a Swedish thing? I don't know. Don't work religious holidays. I consider mornings to be sacred because that's when you get over hangovers. I'm not going to do that. I developed a new hobby. I like to, when there's a car that honks my neighborhood, I like to just run out to my balcony and wave at them. Say, I'll be down in 5 minutes. Just act like it's a scene from an 80s movie. It's a fun game, because then you get to fuck with strangers, and you feel like you have a social event for the day. That's a brand new one. It's fine. I'm going to stick that in. That belongs to be written. That should have been written on toilet paper. Okay, it's weird. Guys, so we're in a time of, like, increasing environmentalism. That's people are trying to recycle more and reduce waste overall. But for some reason, we're still making phone books, as though someone's not getting the memo that the internet will never not be around. That we can find everything we could find in a phone book on the internet, and you can start typing it in, and it'll finish it for you. Like, the only reason that you would ever need a phone book is when your internet is not working, in which case it should only have the phone number to get the internet. And, like, Pizza Hut. I don't know, I love, like, watching them gather outside of my neighbor's doors. Like, they're not picking them up. And you know that they're home. And you know that they're home because you've heard them scream, God damn it, another phone book! Don't they know we have the internet? God damn it. Like, you're never excited when you see one on your door. You're just like, oh, okay. You're never like, oh, I'll never be without a plumber or a time masseuse now. You're like, no, I'll, like, carry it inside in case my coffee table loses a leg, or, like, we need something to set on fire during the apocalypse. One of those. How much time do I have left? What's that? I didn't see when it went off. Okay, we'll try to do this.
I just had a 3-year anniversary, you guys. With eBay. There's not a relationship gal. Not gonna happen. They just sent me an email. It didn't even involve a coupon, so it was the most unromantic thing for my longest relationship. And I decided to go through like my eBay history and was like, let's see how I've spent my time with this. And it was like the last things I had done was like bid on like a stupid vintage sweater or like an Addams Family print. Like I never even left feedback for sellers, you know. It's like I put just as little effort into this as other things. All right, thanks you guys.
Good handshake. All right. Next up, give it up for Brad, followed by Jeremy and Pete. Brad, hey, here we go.
All right, open mic, the AA for comedians. My name is Brad S. Been a comedian for 10 years and 5 months. In that time, I've alienated my friends and family, drastically lowered my self-esteem, and joined actual AA. That's the way stand-up comedy works. I'm just pissed off all the time. That's why I became a comedian, to vent my anger. Like right now, I'm pissed off about AIDS, and cancer, and Lou Gehrig's disease, and anyone you could think of, Parkinson's, just all assholes. All those diseases are fucking assholes. How many more miles do people have to walk, or fucking breakfast cereal campaigns do we have to have before they cure that shit? I don't understand. The weird thing is, like, you always see breast cancer awareness, which is a good thing. Any cancer awareness is a good thing, anything. But it's always breast cancer. You never hear of testicular cancer awareness. I mean, you know, like, you ask Lance Armstrong, you know that's out there. I have a theory. I think it's because of marketing. Because, you know, if you see, like, a special K-box that has, like, breast cancer awareness, you're like, oh, breasts. You know, even a cancerous breast is a breast. You know, that's awesome. Breasts are awesome. But you're, like, shopping for breakfast cereal, you're like, testicular balls. Oh, gross. I don't want that cereal. That's my own little theory there. I remember one time I was on the road. I was staying at a hotel, and I'm a smoker, out of spite, basically, now, at this age and stupidity. But I was smoking because I couldn't smoke in my hotel, and I didn't realize it. And there was a cancer walk that morning, and all these people with cancer are walking by, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a piece of shit. And I didn't put it out. That's how addicted I am. Oh God, I gotta suck it down fast. And this girl walks up to me. She goes, "Do you have a light?" And I go, "Yeah, thank God you're here. I feel like shit smoking. Don't you feel bad?" She goes, "No, I hate these people." Really? You're really gonna tempt fate like that? If there's any justice, that girl woke up with a fucking cancerous lung the next day. I mean, Jesus, don't fucking tempt fate like that. So I still gave her a light. So good luck to you. Maybe you should start walking just after that fucking comment. Or my dad, who was like one of my biggest heroes in life, he got diagnosed about 1.5 years ago with ALS, which is Lou Gehrig's disease, which is just fucking horrible. But it made me think too, like, you know, Lou Gehrig, he had to hear that news, like no one knew what it was. So like, we're just gonna name it after you. Isn't the shittiest thing you can do to somebody? You're gonna have this horrible, debilitating disease, and you're gonna die within like 3 or 4 years. But in the future, when we tell people they have it, we're gonna use your name. You know, I started thinking about other bad names, like Asperger's. You know, it sounds like Asperger's, like it's an autism. Only because the guy Hans Asperger discovered that form of autism. But they couldn't have called it Hans syndrome. You know what I mean? That's bad. I have cock sandwich syndrome. That's what it sounds like. It's that shitty. You know, so now I smoke out of spite because I watch, you know, TV a lot, and I see these truth.com ads. Have you seen those? The truth.com, it's always like these fucking hipster douchebags that are like getting the word out on big tobacco. Oh, what? There's a corporation in America that lies for profit? Whew. Thanks, truth.com. I mean, obvious.com. Jesus. Like, they do these like stunts too. Like, they'll have like 1,000 mannequins outside of a McDonald's or something, and they'll be like, each one of these mannequins represents someone who died of high cholesterol last year. I'm like, yeah, about 1,000 people die because of fucking smoking. 1,000 people die. Fuck that joke up. I'm gonna do it anyways. 1,000 people die from smoking. 1,000 people die because they're fat fucks too, but you don't see them outside of McDonald's going, "Oh my God." Fuck it, you guys. There's no coming back from that. I thought I could maybe salvage it, but that's not gonna happen. So I'm not leaving you on a laugh. I'm leaving you on depression. That's how my life is. So enjoy it. I'm Brad Stewart. Thanks.
All right. Give it up for Jeremy, followed by Pete and Heather. Jeremy. There we are.
Thank you. All right. I miss great parenting. Like parenting, people used to be in like there used to be some creativity to it. There's no more ingenuity to parenting anymore. And I miss it. Like I don't have any kids, mainly because I'm not a fuck up. Let's get it straight. If you have kids before your 30s, you're a fuck up. Like, cause you're supposed to do all the things you want in life, and then give up hope and have kids. You know, like you don't have kids then go on vacation. You go on vacation then have kids. You know, then you leave those kids in Thailand where they belong. You know, so like I don't have any kids. Like if you go on vacation, right, and don't come home smelling like ejaculate, you've wasted your money. Because nobody goes on vacation just to see the sights. We go for the strange sex. That's why we go. And I don't have any kids. You know, like I know that like if I was to ever have a kid, it'd probably be a daughter. I'd probably have a girl, because that's the kind of karma I have. And I know what kind of kid I'm gonna have. Like, there's gonna be one weekend where I'm off in Thailand telling jokes. My daughter's gonna sneak her boyfriend into the house when she's 15, 16, while I'm gone. And like, what I'm gonna do, like, when she's a kid, I'm gonna be creative to stop all this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint a picture of myself on the ceiling while she's a baby, so that when she looks up, she's like, oh, that's my dad. He's protecting me from the boogeyman. It's safe in here. You know, that way when she's 16 and she does sneak that boyfriend into the house, she lays on her back, lets that ignorant motherfucker lay in between her legs. She'll look up and see daddy on the ceiling, waving down, smiling. She's like, hold on, wait, I can't do this. Daddy's watching. Let me turn over. Because that's the kind of daughter I'm going to have. See, there's a thing that bad parents do. They all say the same thing. They say, we did the best we could with what we had. We did the best. They all say that. We did the best we could. My parents didn't say that, because they'd be lying. Like, the best you could do was living in a place so dangerous that a grown-ass woman would walk into your apartment while your 9-year-old son is home alone because you left him there, and steal his video game system. That's the best you could. The best you could do was government peanut butter. Let me tell you this right now. Government peanut butter is delicious. It's the best thing this government has ever done. Like, I don't know if you know, government peanut butter came in a white can with the government seal on it. You always have to cut, like, use a can, open the can, you always cut your hand on the can, because there's no lid. Nothing tastes better than blood and peanut butter. It's a beautiful taste.
All right, hey, here we go. A round of blood and peanut butter for everyone, I say. Okay, next up, Pete, followed by Heather and Chase. Pete, come on up. Time is yours.
Cool. Give it up for Jeremy, guys. He's really great. I'll never be that good. My parents love me. Never quite achieved that level of skill. Guys, I know a lot of comics talk about social networking, but Facebook doesn't matter. Twitter, I can't take it. We have to do something about this. This has gone too far. Everyone tells you, oh, you're a comedian, you really got to be on Twitter. No one's ever like, hey, if your career is not going quite seriously enough, not running strong enough, why don't you try to focus less? No one's ever said that to me. And it's actually like harmful. Twitter really took off in like 2008. 2008 was when the entire global economy collapsed simultaneously. I'm just saying, not really the best idea. And it's one of those worlds where like the best Twitter people are the worst real people. Like number 5 on the list is Kim Kardashian, most popular Twitter personality. On the other end, there's like the really successful people are actually getting really active. Damon Lindelof, the co-creator of Lost, one of the most active people on Twitter now, which really apparently started during the middle of the 6th season. Any of you that watched it? Yeah, that was a dig. It's a little late. All right, fine. I just wonder, like, how many people would be following Gandhi right now? He would just be so frustrated trying to lead hunger strikes. No one's listening. He's really just trying to get people to do nothing. It's the perfect venue for that, but not going anywhere. What really gets me is people ask me, like, hey, what's your online presence like? I'm busy being here. I can't be online. No. I'm going to concentrate in the real world. What actually set me off was I read a tweet. It said, how can a tweet help stop child abuse? It can't. Stopping child abuse can stop child abuse. If you want a more effective way to stop child abuse, I have an idea for you. Go out into the street, grab a kid, beat the shit out of him. After that, stop and say, you know what? I don't think I want to do this anymore. You will more effectively stop child abuse than Twitter has. Not helping anybody. Pete, you really shouldn't make fun of. They're just trying to raise some money, increase awareness. Lack of awareness is not the problem here. That's not. If you increase the awareness of child abuse, those of us not abusing children are just going to feel worse about it. It's just going to be in our face more. I know that's dark stuff. I'm going to switch to the cancer material. I was watching football this weekend, and I heard a phrase that I know I've heard before, but a courageous battle with cancer. What does a cowardly battle with cancer look like? Cancer keeps taking all my lunch money, and I think it's going to take that girl I like to the prom. Oh, man, I was so scared. I wanted to fight for my life, but the cancer was so scary. So I just let it win. Doesn't work that way. You never see anybody on the 11 o'clock news, man, you should have seen it. Cancer was there, and they were shooting at everybody. So I just hid. It worked. The joke didn't, but that's fine. And those courageous battles are the ones that never seem to end well. The cowardly, that might be a better option. The courageous battles, didn't quite make it, but it was a courageous battle. I'm just saying it's not really the right emotion. I'm not saying cancer is easy. Just, hey, do you want to live or do you want to die? Live. That's not courageous. That's just common sense. No one applauded when Lando gave Han over to the Empire. No one was like, hey, man, that was really brave of you. Good job. No, he just wanted to live. Not brave. Anyway, I got to go. Thank you. You guys have been great.
All right, guys, let's keep this rolling. Next up is Heather, followed by Chase and Zanib. Heather. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I'm in a skirt tonight, which means it's official. I put in effort. Not a lot, not wearing any jewelry, but I am doing this thing as a woman that I like to call, what happens if I try? What happens if I just put a little bit out there? Here's the problem with that, though. If I'm going to try, I like to win. Like, I'm a very all-or-nothing personality. It's not good. Like, I either want the blue ribbon or I'm staying in my sweatpants. Like, it's either valedictorian or I'd just rather go to prison. And I find that as a woman, if you dress up and you try to be the prettiest belle of the ball or whatever, you get there. And invariably, some skank has tried harder and ruined everything. Like, I can do all this, and I did. This bra has a wire in it. This is not the natural color of my eyelids. Clearly, I'm working here. And then I get there, and there's some skank looking like she doesn't even know what stretch mark cream is, let alone stayed up late one night Googling it, wearing nothing but stilettos and a smile. And men, God love you, but you're not usually very practical about the kind of woman you like. Like myself, I have a sturdy build and am usually wearing sensible shoes. In a crisis or the apocalypse, I can grab you, pick you up, throw you over my shoulder, and run. Don't you understand? I'm the Volvo of women. I'm Swedish, and you'll always be safe with me. Won't you love me for my steel frame? I can give you an orgasm and help you move. And I want to clarify, it's not that I think I'm fat, because I think, we throw that word around too much with women, like we're killing our youth or whatever. But I do think, like, I'm the kind of hardy where if you drop me in an Eastern European country, I could do great things with a plow. Like, I'm that kind of woman who could, like, strap a baby to each thigh and be like, we're going to have corn this year. Don't worry about it. And I always hated being hardy, because as a woman, you want to be delicate and beautiful. And then I took a woman's self-defense course recently, and I had all these teeny tiny little delicate, beautiful girlfriends that were taking it with me. And the instructor would, he would simulate raping us. It was a lovely morning. He would just grab them, and we all had to try the moves with him. And he came to do me. And what I did, you have to understand, was largely based on instinct and wasn't pretty. But I somehow brought us both to the ground instead of him being able to pick me up. And I was like, you know what? Thank goodness, because I haven't cried in a Lane Bryant dressing room to be the kind of woman you could pick up and put in a van. I didn't have to get a bra when I was in the 2nd grade and go to a maternity clothes store when I wasn't pregnant, so I could be the kind of woman you could chain in a basement. Thank you. Come from a very security-orientated family. I called my parents recently, and they have a new home phone and answering machine. And it said, hi, we can't come to the phone right now, but we're around. Do you ever know somebody well enough to understand the whole story behind just one word? Like you're like, oh, you guys saw 2020, and you have to say that. Otherwise, they'll know. Your answering machine might as well be, we can't come to the phone right now because we're gripping the gun so hard with our hands. Our family seal is just a crazed woman grabbing her pocketbook. All right, well... Out with a whimper. Thank you, everybody. Please give it up for your host.
Heather, a woman who can haul corn and give orgasms. I hope that's on your Plenty of Fish profile. That'd be awesome. All right, next up, Chase, followed by Zanib and either Avanza or Aranza. Aranza, I couldn't tell if that was an R or a V. All right, Chase, guys. Give it up for Chase.
Man, that was intense. The shit, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. You was talking about getting raped, all kinds of shit. I guess. Fuck work. I found out that I'm not the working type. Very educated. I work in accounting. Probably wouldn't have thought that. Neither do the people I work with, because as soon as the money goes missing, I'm the first person they look at. Like, all bullshit aside, like, I'm working in accounting right now for a production company, and $786,000 went missing. And they looked at me like I was the person that stole it. I'm like, come on, be serious. Like, if I stole that much money, my bank will call you motherfuckers like, yo, like, he's negative for his whole bank account experience here. Pretty sure that this money does not belong to him. And I was like, God damn, like, this is just some intense shit. And when that shit went missing, first thing I thought about is like, what can I sell to equal $786,000? I came up with nothing. All my shoes add up. Shit that I bought last year, if I got that back, I still couldn't equal. I'm trying to sell my roommate shit. Like, that's how bad it got. And I'm sitting there sweating for 4 hours straight. And this new job shit is like, again, like, I don't know if it's like for me. To be honest, I think I'm just done with work at this point. And my boss been flirting with me. You know, that's uncomfortable because my boss's office is right across the hall from mine, so it's like a lot of uncomfortable eye contact. And everybody has that fantasy like, yeah, I would love to smash my boss, you know, get a raise and all that, but he's not like that. You know, it's a little different. It's a little different. And like, it's so intense at this moment, like, that he don't even change his eye contact to pick up his phone. Like, he just stares like, that's uncomfortable, because I got to look busy for 8 hours a day. You're talking about acting? I'm the best actor in fucking Hollywood. When you got to look busy for 8 hours and you run out of work the first 30, 40 minutes you at work, it's a long fucking day. And I almost got caught falling asleep, right? You know, I did the old high school fall asleep because I'm accounting and numbers get boring after a while. And I'm sitting there asleep, and my boss walks in and was like, Chase, you sleep? And the first thing that came to mind, thank God, in Jesus' name I pray, amen. What you say? Nah, I just like to pray on my keyboard. I wasn't asleep. Don't fire me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, it's going down at the office. Oh, and guess who work Chase brought to work with? Party Chase and regular world Chase. He's not really work ready. He came to work with me, and we started talking about Michael Vick. You know, everybody's passionate about Michael Vick. And so, you know, I dropped my guards, and nothing will shut down the office like saying the N-word. What? I was like, yeah, Michael Vick, that nigga. And everything stopped. The copier stopped copying. Everything in this office fucking stopped. I was like, oh, all right. And I knew that it got weird because I didn't get included in the lunch order that day and shit. Like, I was like, all right, I definitely got voted out this circle of trust. It just went downhill. So, key to everybody in here, the N-word's not accepted in the workplace. And if you're black, they probably never going to really trust you with money. Hence $786,000 that went missing, and they blame me. I even dressed nice that day, too. Like, I wore a button-up. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust a light-skinned guy in a button-up, right? And my hair was curly. Like, nothing says safe black guy unless you have curly hair and a button-up. And I wore some Chucks. Like, you know, those are like the most neutral shoes in the world. Like, nothing says I'm going to fuck you up like a pair of Chucks. You know what I'm saying? All right, I vented. Probably not going to go to work tomorrow. Thanks, guys. This was real. Thank you.
All right, guys, let's keep it going for Zanib, followed by Ransa and Maurice. All right, here we go.
It's Zainab.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, everybody. It's not Zanib. I don't know why people pronounce my. It's Zainab, right? Ab. Have people say Zimbutu. There's not even. There's no T. I just lost my train. Oh, okay. I'm one of 13. I have 12 brothers and sisters. 7 brothers, 5 sisters. Oldest is 34, youngest is 13. 1 set of twins. I am 5th from the top, so there's 8 under me. All from the same mother and father. Right? I know. Mother's vagina is the big. I got a friend, though. She's always like, Zainab, why you got to brag about it being from the same mother and father? I'm like, because that's all that I had when I was growing up. Like, that was the thing that made me special, you know? My friends used to come up to me in school and be like, Zainab, did you get an A on the test? I'd be like, no, but I know my father. I come from a 2-parent home. What are the odds? And people think for some reason, like, because you come from a large family, you want to have a large family. So I always get this, so your mom had 13 kids. How many do you plan to have? None whatsoever. Because my mother, she didn't really have 13 kids. She had like 6 kids and 7 babysitters. You know, like the last 6 she didn't have to take care of. I did everything except breastfeed. Like, used to strap them twins up. I used to beg her too, like, Ma, please don't have no more kids, please. Like when she had the twins, they were 10, right? They made 9 and 10. I was like, Mommy, please, just please don't have any more kids. I was like, get your tubes tied. She was like, no, Zainab, I don't know if it's gonna work out with me and your father. I was like, this nigga's crazy. She's crazy. I was also born and raised Muslim. Any Muslim? No. Probably not. I was born and raised Muslim. And you know, we stay away from the pig. Like we don't. It's Jewish people in here. I'm sure there are. You don't have that. We don't like something about the pig. Like I know in the Bible they cast like the bad spirits into the pig, but that's not the reason why we don't eat pig. Like we don't eat the pig because the pig is the only animal that eats its own feces, you know. So like, but we don't, like if I meet a guy in 2011 and he eats pork, I don't trust him. That means you're gonna beat me, cheat on me, give me an STD. Like, you eat pork. You don't eat turkey bacon, you still eat pig bacon? Ah, man, we can't go out. I've never had a Muslim like boyfriend or friend. Like I, don't encounter many other Muslims in my regular life. So I always feel like people are trying to convert me. Like I had this ex-boyfriend who swore that in order for us to get married, I needed to become Christian. And being a proud Muslim that I am, I swore that in order for us to get married, he needed to become financially stable. He was so romantic, but just broke. Like, he would, he used to try, but he didn't have any money. And I'm not a gold digger, but I mean, come on, like basic necessities. Anyway, he would call me like excited, like, listen, he was from Atlanta, shout out. Pack up your stuff. We going on a trip. We gonna go on a little weekend trip to San Diego. I'm like, oh, cool. What we doing? He's like, get your car, but make some sandwiches in the refrigerator. I'm like, the sandwiches that I bought? Who's gonna put gas in the car? Oh, me? Oh, it's my trip. You don't even need to go. Just. Oh, I'm Zainab, y'all. Thank you.
Chase, you signed her up, right? You spelled her name wrong. No. Well, I'll show you. It's spelled Zainab. I look like an idiot up here. That's all right. All right. Next up is Aranza, followed by Maurice and Ben. Give it up for Aranza.
I almost tripped coming up here. Y'all couldn't see it though. I love that shit. What's going on, guys? I'm from Seattle. Nobody gives a fuck like usual. It's a morbid city. It's like today outside looks like Seattle. It's real morbid, you know? You know it's morbid. I learned how to smoke weed in the graveyard and shit. We're in there smoking weed, find a good tree for the rain to cover us up and stuff. Passing to our suicidal homies like, man, he killed himself 2 years ago. Thomas needs some of this. He missed out on this experience. It's real. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a Jewish community in this neighborhood. Orthodox Jews, different than regular Jewish people because they wear matching outfits and stuff. You ever want to go to one of them and be like, so where do you guys get all these suits from? Like, I know there has to be some secretive place you guys keep these suits. Like, would you still be Jewish if you couldn't grow a mustache and a beard? Like, Orthodox, are you still Jewish? Like, what if you one of them little kids who couldn't get that curl right? Like, could you have to get your Jew gel? I'm like, hold up, I'm going to that synagogue today. Hold the fuck up, I'm going to be in that synagogue with my curl right. I ain't going to miss out on that experience. You know, wouldn't that be a great way to murder somebody? Just dress up? Like who did it? Like, I don't know. Who was on Poinsettia and Melrose? I don't know. I have 50 subjects. They were all wearing matching suits and ties. I don't know which one did it. I'm looking. I've been searching for 5 days now. I'm hitting all the synagogues up. Oh, man. Yeah, I had my lunch today. I ate some tuna. It was good. And I pulled it out, and everybody's acting like they don't know what tuna smells like. Like, don't act like you don't know what tuna smells like on me. I was like, what is that smell? That's nasty. It smells so nasty. It's like, you know what I pulled out? I pulled out tuna out 2-day-old pussy. Calm the fuck down. You know what tuna smells like, people. Don't act like you don't know. We're all in here. We've all ate tuna. You're really nice and pretty. So it's not. We have a pretty. Yeah, you know. You didn't even say thank you. Pretty people know. No, pretty people know. You know what I mean? We all know. Everybody knows. It's true. You know, just honk your horn, test it out. Every girl thinks she's pretty, starts dropping everything, turning around. It's, hold up. It's like, calm down. Never see an ugly bitch turn around. Just, you never see that. Never see a fat chick just, no, she'll never turn around. But you know, you really think you're pretty if at night just everybody turns into a rapist that night. You know what I mean? You put your keys in your car, all of a sudden you just, hold the fuck up. That's the rapist they told me about. I'm leaving. Everywhere. Pretty people just think rapists are coming out of the woodwork, covering their drinks at dinner parties and shit. Just hold on. I don't trust any of you people. I'm too cute for this shit. Oh, man. Yeah, it's true. Oh, wow. This is nice. This is really nice, guys. We have some Marty's and shit like that. You have to take this. This is a good place. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it is. Live it up. Celebrate. It's nice in here. Anyways, like I was saying before, I got distracted by all these nice cameras and shit. We're on the internet. What's up? What's up? Anyways, back to the jokes. Oh, I have 1 minute left. You know what? I'm a cat person. I like cats. I don't fuck with dogs. You gotta discipline dogs. You gotta discipline cats. You know, people trying to yell at their dogs, like, stop touching stuff, da-da-da. You can't do that to a cat. Look at a cat, say, stop touching shit. Cat lady, she's like, bitch, I know an old lady down the street with watermelon and a new collar for me. Roll up a catnip blunt on your ass, talking shit, just, I was only purring for the extra meow mix and the Friskies. All right, guys. Keep it going for your other comics. Have a good night. I'm around Savon Belay.
There we go. All right, let's get this back in the center stage and keep going for Maurice, followed by Ben and Ricky. Maurice. Hey, all right.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, before I started like wanting to do stand-up comedy, I wanted to play in the NFL. That was my dream. I wanted to be a big-time NFL player. I wanted to play for the San Francisco 49ers. But it didn't happen, you know. So like when I was in high school, I used to brag to everybody. Like my ego was so big, I used to be like, man, I don't know what college I'm gonna go to, man. UCLA or USC, man. Whoever gets me is gonna be honored to have me on their team. That's why I used to tell everybody. Then I got injured, man. And everything went down from there, man. So instead of playing for USC, I was flipping burgers at McDonald's, man. That's how it was for me. And the worst part is, I worked at a McDonald's that was right next to my high school. So I had to see all those same people that I was bragging about going to USC and USC coming to McDonald's and see me. So one time I was at the counter, and then this one guy came in, man, I was like, damn. I was like, fuck. And he came up, was like, that you, Maurice? Oh, is that you? I thought you were supposed to be playing at USC or something. I'm like, yeah, I thought so too, man. I thought so too. He's like, man, you know what, man? It's not so bad working at McDonald's. No, keep your head up, man. At the end of the day, you making money and you got money in your pocket. Let me show you this newspaper. See that guy that's playing for USC that caught the winning touchdown? That's the wide receiver? He ain't getting paid no money, man. He ain't getting paid nothing, because college players don't get paid anything. So know what, man? You make more money than he does, okay? I'm like, that's supposed to make me feel better, man? I'm like, get out of here, dog. You gotta go to Burger King, man. That ain't making me feel better, man. I'm in McDonald's, man. I smell like grease and hamburgers, man. Get out of here. So then I'm on a register, man, and like one day, like my ex-girlfriend came in with this new dude. And this dude was balling, man. This dude had like chains and nice watches on, man. I was like, God. So I'm at the register, man. He brings us to the register. He's like, yeah, what's up, baby? Yeah, anything you want, girl. Anything you want. What you want on that menu, baby? She's like, oh, anything? Like, yeah. Oh, I'll take a filet of fish meal with a Coke. All right, baby. And I asked him, I'm like, oh, so what you want, man? He's like, oh, what I want? I already got what I want right here. Right here, this girl right here. So I already got what I want right here. I was like, damn, man. I was like, what I want on the menu. Oh, like, yeah, man. Oh, okay, I'll just take a Big Mac meal, man. That's it, man, with a Coke. All right, there's $20, man. Let's keep the change, dog. Let's keep the change. I was like, damn, dog. I felt miserable. But when I first worked at McDonald's, man, I was happy to have a job. You know, I was sweeping, mopping, emptying trash. Man, I was busting my ass, man. I was doing everything that a McDonald's worker should do, man. I was loving it. Then I got that paycheck, man. That's when everything changed, man. I seen that paycheck. I was like, damn, I worked 90 hours and I only got $300 on my check, man. Ever since then, my mentality changed. I started being rude to everybody. I started getting irritated. This one lady came up to the drive-thru and she ordered a like big and tasty meal. She's like, I would like a big and tasty meal. So I'm like, okay, that'll be $3.15, first window. This lady comes to the window. She passes up the first window and she goes to the second window. I'm out the window, I'm like, what? I'm like, damn. So now I gotta go all over there and get the money. So I'm like, didn't I tell you to go to the first window? She's like, oh, I didn't hear you. Yeah, because you weren't listening. And I got off on her. She's like, why you so angry? Why you so pissed off? Oh, you wanna know why? Let me show you something. This here is my paycheck. Now, as you can see, I worked 90 hours and only got paid $300. So this is how much I get paid to deal with your bullshit, okay? I got one more minute. How much more? 30 seconds, okay. Yeah, and the worst time to work at McDonald's, if you ever work drive-thru, is at 10:30 when they switch from breakfast to lunch. Okay, that's when everybody chooses the last minute to go to the drive-thru. So I gotta tell these people to turn them down. Like this one guy came up and he ordered an Egg McMuffin meal. He was like, damn, I would like an Egg McMuffin meal with an orange juice. And I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, sir, but after 10:30 we serve lunch. He's like, well, my watch says 10:26. I'm like, well, mine says 10:35, so you're gonna need to order some lunch. And then he tried to make me feel guilty. He was like, well, my son, he really wants some pancakes, eggs, and bacon. I'm like, well, take his ass to Denny's then, man. We serving lunch after 10:30. That's what we gonna do. All right, that's it, man.
All right. Next up, Ben. Ricky's not here, so then Jimmy will follow, and then Manny. So, Ben, give it up for Ben.
Very particular about how I appear on camera. I'm very, very image conscious. You might not think it to look at me. Very image conscious, always have been. Probably to some extent because I was born in Los Angeles. But even before that, I was sucking in my gut in my sonogram photo. I am very image conscious, but you know, it's weird because I don't really know who I am. I not a strong sense of self, but I'm very protective of it. Hold up. Yeah. Listen. Nothing more desperate than a man with a microphone repeatedly saying, listen. You know, I tend to copy. I copy the cool kids. That's sort of my modus operandi. Like I said, highly image conscious, not much sense of self. So what my move is I'm really good at figuring out who the cool kids are. I always have been. I started a new school when I was in 3rd grade after a stabbing incident to the previous place. She was asking for it. It was just a pencil. But when I started at the new school, I thought, you know, one thing I can do here, I can run for president of my 3rd grade class. That's a way of making myself known. That was amazing. It's like I made that happen. Really? Listen. Okay. So that's not really that great, but I'll tell you this. Forget the class president thing. It's fine. You'll be fine without it. But with the stabbing, what happened was the way it sort of came out, the way my mom found out about it, it was at parent-teacher night, and the teacher said to my mom, there've been a couple of problems, Ben has had, right? You know about those, right? And she's like, yes, when he played sick. Yes, I know. And then the teacher said, and the stabbing incident, and the look that my mom gave me on with that was that's a stabbing. That's a lethal act. You guys did great. Feel better.
All right. Future note, guys, try to keep it down here. We are broadcasting, so the whole set was off the camera, so my mom was confused that whole time. All right. Next up, Jimmy, followed by Marie, and then Matt. Give it up for Jimmy. Come on. All right. There we are.
Good evening. I just had a set so bad that when I was finished and I was walking back to my seat, only 2 people were clapping. And it was where one person was clapping slowly and then the other person was clapping at normal speed. So you could totally tell only 2 people were clapping. It was just like in Coming to America. So tonight, I think I'll play it safe. I'm going to start with a knock-knock joke. Sir, say knock-knock. Who's there? When a dude meets another dude, and the other dude notices that the first dude works out, he'll ask, hey dude, you work out? And the first dude will say, yeah, I work out. And then he'll flex his bicep. Then the other dude will reach over and give it a squeeze as if you were checking the quality of produce to ensure that the first dude's bicep is indeed large. But I don't understand this gesture amongst dudes to communicate because everybody knows that the quadricep, or thigh muscle in layman's terms, is the biggest muscle in the body. So next time dudes who work out, if someone asks you, hey dude, you work out? Say, yeah, I work out. And flex a quad. Then maybe the other dude will reach over and give it a squeeze. But it's not gay. It's just two dudes communicating. I was talking to this girl. She said, my eyes are up here. I said, yeah, but your tits aren't. Then after we had sex, she said, hey, you came twice, but I didn't come at all. I said, I win. It was a shutout. I'm undefeated. If you get in the shower and there's a pubic hair on your bar of soap, does that make the soap dirty or the hair clean? That's my time. Thank you.
All right, guys, you're hanging in there. We're getting to the final stretch here. So next up, we have Marie, and then Matt, and then is it Havard or Havaid? Whoever is that person, or apparently not here. Well, we'll see if they come back. All right, give it up for Marie, who is actually here.
It is not easy being another one of those comics from the hood. Okay, Beverly Hills. Adjacent. Yeah. Oh, so we got actors here? Actors here? I assume you are. I'm an actress, and you've probably heard this. There's a lot of rejection in Hollywood. A lot. It's gotten so bad. I was talking to my stalker, because we're friends, and he says he's moving on. Dumped by my stalker. That's okay. I have 3 more, because men in LA are very needy. Guy pays for your liposuction, thinks he owns you. That's where I pretty much lose the men. Okay, but I'm sure on the internet they're laughing. Hey. So anyway, about acting and all that, when you live in LA, everywhere you go, people prey on your insecurities. Everybody's trying to like sell you beauty aids and upsell you and everything. And I have this really scary Persian dermatologist. He's like, Marie, I give you the chemical peel. I keep you young forever. I'm like, thank you, Satan. For those of you who don't know, the chemical peel is when they put acid on your face and burn a layer of it off in order to give you a youthful glow. And they're $600. But I belong to an HMO. So for a $20 copay, they just put a lighter to your face. Lighter. It's cute, cute. Oh yeah, okay, here's the thing. I just threw another fit in Starbucks. This is because I asked for some soy milk in my tea, and she went, soy misto $4. I went, no. See, tea is like $1.45, and soy milk's like 50 cents. She goes, yeah, soy misto $4. I said, okay, I have $2 for tea right now. She said, soy misto $4. Finally, I said, look, I know this is Hollywood, but you don't have to double the price and give it a stripper name. So then, as security was taking me out of Starbucks, I thought, wow, between this and my 4-month marriage, I am like one shoplifting incident away from becoming a celebrity. So I feel pretty good about that. Where were we? You guys watch a lot of reality TV? Because I do, I'm kind of hooked on it. I have a friend in real life, though. He was on the show The Bachelorette. You've heard of this? And I said, hold it, Jonathan, hold up. You're on a show where you're like in a competition and the big prize is marriage? because we all know that's a big prize. Okay, so somebody mentioned Twitter. I am on Twitter. Follow me. I will tweet you right. And thank you for that. And I am accidentally following Kim Kardashian on Twitter, too, because I want to be popular. And her big news feed of herself recently was, OMG, I just put on my own fake eyelashes for the first time. And I was like, wow. OMG. So I tweeted back, OMG, does ecstasy make you break out? I don't know. Just trying to look for something as heavy as that. And then I wonder, a lot of us apparently tonight are unemployed, and funds are low, and I too am visiting something called the Temporary Help Counselor. And these women are very perky, very early in the morning, offering me jobs I don't want, but they're really excited about it, you know, and the worse the job, the more they flatter you. So I got this phone call at 7:30 a.m. before I'd exfoliated or anything, and she's like this. She's like, hi, it's Missy from London Tabs. Oh my God, cute, thanks. You got a great job for a great gal with a good front office appearance. Good, thanks. Do it for your pantyhose. Do it for 3/4 because they're not going to pay for your parking. I was like, okay, Missy, what's the job? We need a nude model in a prison art class. Okay, Missy, I have some boundaries here, okay? They're going to pay for my parking. That is where I draw the line. You guys are awesome. Enjoy.
Almost died there. All right. Next up, we have Matt, followed by Havade and Barbara. Give it up for Matt.
Thank you. Great to be here. Acme, famous Acme Comedy Theater that nobody has heard of. Why am I insulting the theater? I have a mic in right now. Hi. Okay. If I step up a little closer, you can't see my head on the screen. When I was younger, my dad would take me to Take Your Child to Work Day once a year, and I always hated it, but he was always quick to remind me that in Indonesia, every day is Take Your Child to Work Day. I shouldn't be complaining. I got a dog a few years back. And I don't... What was that? Oh, okay. Comedy, here we go. Let's see. Got a dog a few years back, and I don't know how old he is in doggy years, but in human years, he's dead. Plain dead. Taught him how to play dead, and he's been doing that for 3 months straight now. Will not stop. I went to a drive-in movie theater recently. It was really cool. You guys ever been to one of those? It wasn't technically. My friends and I just parked out in front of a regular movie theater and got drunk in the car. Let's see. 50% of all marriages end in divorce. You guys know that, right? Which means that the other 50% end in death. So it's your choice. Stay married and die, or get divorced and live forever. I hate cuddling, though. I really hate cuddling after sex. Because it's like, the only thing I want to do after sex is get married and have babies. Am I right, fellas? Am I fucking right? I broke up with this girl recently. It was kind of a rough breakup. And it was about 2 weeks ago. We didn't talk after the breakup right up until a couple days ago when I got a call from her. She was panicked. It was the middle of the night, and she was like, someone is trying to break in my house. And I was like, listen, calm down, and come unlock the front door so we can talk through this. Let's see here. I can't wait till I'm older, so I can tell my grandkids about how I used to have to ride in a car uphill both ways to school in the sunshine, and sometimes the air conditioning was too cold. I was at a party the other night, and I got into a conversation with a little person. Was having a great conversation, decided to ask him something a little personal. I asked him if he'd ever felt that he'd been treated differently in life as a midget. And he got offended, and he was like, whoa, excuse me, but we prefer to be called little people. And I was like, and then he got snarky with me, and he was like, do you feel that you've ever been treated differently as a giant? And I was like, whoa, excuse me, but we prefer to be called genetically superior. That's an offensive joke, but I can tell it because I used to be a little person when I was about 8 years old. Anyway, let's stop this now. All right.
All right, Havard or Havard? It was Zagan? Oh boy, I could not read that, could I, at all? Then followed by Barbara and Lauren.
I was wondering if that was me. Have you ever been to Vegas? Anyway, last time I went to Vegas, I lost all kinds of money playing craps and roulette and blackjack, and it was horrible. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to Gamblers Anonymous, and I went in there, and we were there about 10 minutes. It was held in a church. Then I found out they were having this Bingo Anonymous in the back room, so I went in there, and they had the bingo game right after the Bingo Anonymous, which was kind of fun. So I went in there and played bingo, and it's serious, serious stuff. Finally, I went back to the casino, and they actually had bingo there as well. It's actually going to be a TV reality show. It's going to be, the Bingo $1 Million Tournament. It's going to be on TV. It's pretty expensive. You know, you can spend $100 playing bingo. They have the X Bonanzas and all sorts of stuff. And there are lifers in there. These people go in there, and they're addicted to bingo. Some of them even have lockers in the bingo parlor room. And in the locker, they have their dauber belt. Daubers look like this. And they come in all different kinds of colors. Some of them used to be taggers, but now they're bingo players. And anyway, what they do is it's like the Crayola box, this bingo dauber belt that they have. It's got every single kind of color. One guy had a chocolate dauber. It was kind of like one of those chocolate Santas. Every time a number was called, he'd like eat part of the dauber until finally he just had the bottom left. I even saw him eat the head off the dauber. Some of them spend more money on their dauber belts than they do on their wardrobes. One of the prerequisites for playing bingo in Vegas is you have to, first of all, be wearing suspenders, both the men and women, and you have to be missing some of your teeth, and that's a prerequisite to going in there. Usually, when they're calling all the numbers, you know, people are very intense, and this fat blonde in the back of the bingo parlor yelled out, "Bingo!" You know, the one word everybody wants to hear, and then the one word that always follows that is "bitch," and so then it turned out she didn't have it, so everybody was relieved. But the person that really interested me most was the person calling the numbers, and she was this former chorus girl. She wasn't 20 or 30 or 40 anymore, or 50. Sounds like I'm calling bingo numbers, but she was missing a tooth like right here, and she put a cigarette in there, and she would just hold the cigarette between her tooth there. It's pretty wild stuff. She also had this hairpiece on that didn't match the rest of her hair. It's kind of like, you know, you've heard, do the carpets match the drapes? Well, in her case, the drapes didn't even match the drapes. But she was always tossing her hair and doing this stuff, like she wanted somebody to toss her salad, which made me just want to toss my cookies. But she was like a dominatrix. You know, when people had a lot of cards, she would start going faster. It's got to be the most boring job in the world, but she'd just sit back and enjoy the fact that people couldn't keep up. She also had a foreign accent, so you couldn't tell the B's from the G's. And I'm sure she had the biggest dauber in the world in her nightstand. But I kind of liked her. She had a little class to this depressing situation. But at least there were free drinks and a hot cocktail waitress walking around, and I got kind of hammered, or I should say daubered anyway.
All right, next up, Barbara. Then we have Lauren and Jeremy. Give it up for Barbara, guys.
Yo, what's up? You have a boner yet? Freckles, curly. This microphone has a little dog boner, you guys. That is so creepy that that's what I was sitting there thinking about, by the way. And nobody, all the people, hundreds of people watching right now. But give it up for the famous Matt Ingebretson, everybody. You all know him, right? Good job shitting on the theater, dickhead. I just forgot everything I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, so this is so dumb.
Everybody keeps talking about that Amanda Knox, right, guys? I'm more interested in the other Amanda. You know, Amanda hug and kiss. I am so alone. It's not even. It's real bad. I'm thinking about signing back up on OkCupid. I don't want to, but it's like, it's reaching that point. Dear Lord, help me. Luckily, my account is still active. Karma Police 420 is my screen name. You guys, look me up. It's weird, though. I didn't have a lot of luck the last time I was on there, which is like really surprising because I have a winning personality, you know, and big naturals. So... It's weird when you got some sweet Paul Giamattis like this, right? The boys, no? When you got some banging Stanley Tucci's. By the way, if you ever want to scare a man off in a relationship, just start referring to all of your body parts as actor names. Honey, I've got a rash on my James Gandolfini. Again. I always like to turn guys, or I like to entice guys and then turn them off and then entice them at the same time. So if a guy comes up to me at a bar, which doesn't happen, but if he did, he would be like, hey, and I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't go out with you. I have a fatal illness. And he'll be like, oh, God, oh, no. And then I'll just be like, yeah, it causes me to give really good blowjobs. Like, well, I'm very confused. That'd be great. Now we can do it, and she'll die, and I won't have to call her, right? Okay. I'm in a weird mood. Celebrities, right? Okay. That lady, oh, she's not here anymore, who's talking about getting liposuction from the guys she dates. I do the opposite. I'm like, pay for my food. And then I get real happy. I'm Barbara Gray. Thank you. Bye.
I don't know. I always associate Paul Giamatti and luscious big naturals. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I don't know. Next up, Lauren, followed by Jeremy, and then Scott. Lauren. Give it up for Lauren, guys.
Hi, everybody. How we doing? Are we okay? Is this gonna be okay? Is it gonna be all right? Are we okay? Why has nobody talked about how this is like Spaceballs? Like, I know internet can't see it, but this is if I turn around fast enough, do I look at myself? Okay. I'm sorry. I was thinking about that over there. I haven't found my summer jam yet, you guys. I know it's awkward because it's October, but I've been really into the new Hanson album, and I think that Hanson are the reason that I'm a little bit bi-curious. When I was in junior high, and I would tell people, or just like, you don't like, hey, I like Hanson, you just wear the shirts, and people are like, fuck you. But they would be like, oh, you like girls? You like girls with long blonde hair? I'd be like, I don't know, maybe. I might like them. But they're not girls as far as I know, and Taylor Hanson is quoted as saying, I'm a boy, and I don't have to pull down my pants to prove it. Pull down your pants, Taylor. I don't care what's in there. I just want it in my mouth. I went to 7-Eleven the other day to buy Flamin' Hot Munchies. They're delicious. You should try them. They have Cheetos and all other fun stuff in them that are warm. Anyway, I was in the store. I walked in the store and Hey Ya is on. And I haven't heard Hey Ya in so long, and it's like one of my most favorite songs ever. And like I'm jamming along to Hey Ya with my munchies and my 2 big bottles of water because that's what you have to have. And the guy in front of me in line is like, oh, this is a monkey music. This is the music make those monkeys dance in the trees. And I'm like, first off, shut the fuck up, okay? Leave your racism in your own head. I don't care. Second, why you gotta bring monkeys into it? Like the most cute animal in the entire planet, on the entire planet, or in it. I mean, you could put them inside. It's okay. They're strong. They're monkeys. They'll handle it. But if monkeys were dancing in the trees to Hey Ya, it'd be like my 2 favorite things coming together just to make me giggle. And that would be okay with me. I'd be all right with that. Oh, this one's sad. I have a little bit of a drinking predicament. And so my last handle that I bought from Vons was a handle of Jack Daniels. And the handle of Jack Daniels has no handle. It looks exactly like the teeny tiny bottle of Jack Daniels that you get in the hotel or on the airplane. And so, when you drink the big bottle of Jack Daniels, it's like your little Alice. And when you drink the little bottle of Jack Daniels, it's like your big Alice. And the big bottle is like, no, drink me. And the little one's like, oh no, drink me. I'm like, I'll drink you both. And then we can go to the hospital on the Magic Fairy bus. I get freaked out when the light comes on, so that's all I'm going to do. Thanks, bye.
Just a few more guys. Next up is Jeremy, followed by Scott and Jake. Give it up for Jeremy.
Hey, how's it going? All right, my wife is happy. That's all I care about, people. That's all I care about. I think everybody should be a vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian, but I think that I should be, which is sad. Like, that tells you so much about how awful I am that I sit around thinking, like, yeah, I'm eating stuff with eyes and souls. That's cool. Whatever. You know? But I can't do it. I'm just too lazy to be a vegetarian. Even though I know how cruel eating meat is, I know how cruel the process is, and then sometimes it's just unnecessarily cruel, like veal and pate. And what's that delicacy called where they like bury the egg under the earth and like keep it alive till it hatches, and when the baby starts to come out and like poke out of the earth, they cut its head off and eat it raw? Farming. Yeah, farming. That's what farming is. Hey, vegetarians, are you enjoying that apple? Or should I say unborn tree fetus that you're munching on? Sure, its mom would be really happy that you're eating her unborn child with peanut butter, because she'd be psyched. Speaking of eating babies, The Road by Cormac McCarthy, it's a lot of other like post-apocalyptic kind of fiction does this. Like, they'll have people eating babies just to show how bad everything's gotten, how barbaric it is. And I think, like, why wait until like a nuclear holocaust to start eating babies? Like, we should adopt that right now. Because how else, what's a better way to evolve quiet, non-whiny children? You know, if you're a food source, you shut the fuck up. It never gets into this, but I bet the laundromat in The Road is a relaxing experience. I like that joke. I saw a really bad named product the other day. Vicks Vapor Rub, the generic it's generic Vicks Vapor Rub for children. They just went ahead and called it Baby Chest Rub. Like, way to forefront the most disturbing aspect of your product. Not gentler formula, not relieves congestion. You're gonna get to second base on a baby. Let's put that right on the label. Just in big, bold type. Let's make it sound like you're committing a crime. And I understand that if your kid is sick, you're gonna do whatever you have to make him feel better, even if it's awkward. But why is Baby Chest Rub Pina Colada flavored? I don't understand. All right, thank you guys.
So we've got Paul Giamatti and breasts and apples and dead baby fetuses. All right. You guys, we've got our last three comics. So I want to thank everyone who's gone up, who's stuck around for them. Please stick around for just a couple more. And next up is Scott, then Jake and Dave. Give it up for Scott, guys.
Give it up for your host, right? He's got more red shirts, guys. You can buy these red shirts. You can. That's the official shirt of the open mic host. This is weird, open mic live. Like, what if this wasn't live? What if I was just a hologram? Oh, that didn't work in this room. Gotta go. Bye. I don't mind attention, inappropriate attention from gay men. I think it's fine. I need a little ego coddling. But my gay, inappropriate gay attention demographic has changed over the years. When I was in my early 20s, I got the twink population. Then it was weightlifting gay men. And now it's just bearded gay men in their 50s who don't really want to get together with me so much as just share half a turkey sandwich, play a game of backgammon, and then we both go home alone. They just take a nap. That's what they... I know it is the obviously the 10th anniversary of 9/11. I think it's time that we thought about our priorities in terms of what we're going after. I think the government's going after the wrong people. I don't think it's cells of terrorists. I think it's cells of 35-year-old men trying to put the old high school ska band back together. Just think about it. There are cells of men, slightly overweight men, still trying to fit into the skinny suit, right? There's balding men trying to wear a pork pie hat, men who couldn't even get into the high school marching band trying to put the horn section together. There's like, we should not worry about dirty bombs or ricin. I think we need to worry about fourth wave ska. What I'm saying is there's a real big fish cover band near you. Better worry about it. I am not, I'm getting less and less cool as I get older. All this stuff I'm wearing is just a fucking Hail Mary. I know I'm going to wake up, it's a big fucking Hail Mary. I'm going to wake up with a size 42 waist with a BlackBerry welded to my waist, Tommy Bahama shirt all day long. All the pictures of me will be me with a big fucking mustache and a jacuzzi. I'm still single. I'm convinced that women have sex with me mainly as a palate cleanser. That's what I'm saying. And I would say I'm not particularly exciting in bed. I rate myself in terms of my ability to entertain the vagina like a hotel room, okay? I'm not the Super 8 Motel. I'm not the Ritz-Carlton. I'm sort of the Comfort Inn. What I'm saying is you won't be that excited. You will be in a California king bed. That's where your vagina will go. Also, it will be warm and dry. The other thing, too, is your vagina will get a breakfast. It won't be a great breakfast. It'll be, continental. And if I like your vagina, I will open up the waffle bar. Mildly amusing. Thank you.
All right, next up is Jake, and we'll finish off with Dave. Give it up for Jake, guys.
Hey, Internet, I have a question. Why don't you follow me on Twitter? I only have 140 followers. Do I need to play hashtag games? Do I need to? I don't want to. I think they're a waste of time. And I'm not that good at puns. Yeah, that was a waste of time, too, that opening. I thought that was so genius in my head. Guys, I think everyone is amazed at how Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon syncs up perfectly with The Wizard of Oz. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't even bother trying that. I have something even more amazing. Take the movie The Last Dragon and then play any journey, just any journey, over the movie, and you'll find out you've been living a lie and Journey actually sucks. It's true. Don't Stop Believing is a bad song, all right? It's a bad song. We need to get it out of karaoke bars now. I don't want to hear it anymore. Mostly because I stopped believing, all right? Anyways, I am actually 23, but I am convinced that I am 56. I am absolutely convinced that I'm 56. In my high school yearbook, they had senior favorites where they were like most likely to make a lot of money. There wasn't a category for me, but people would sign my yearbook most likely to bang the broom on top of their ceiling when kids were being too loud. People signed that in my yearbook. And it's coming to fruition a little bit. I'll say this. I hate skating on quads. I found that out the other day because I had never skated on quads. I got dragged to a skating rink, and I had never skated on quads before, so naturally I ate it on the floor. And I let myself go, Internet, you can see this, so much I couldn't get up on my own. I was just laying there, and I tried to crawl to the wall to because I couldn't get up of my own volition. I was hoping to crawl up the carpeted wall to get up, and everyone just looked at me like I was some paraplegic that just broke both his legs. And I couldn't care less about what anyone else was thinking at how pathetic I looked, because I think I'm 56. I think I'm 56. Have we gotten to a Guinness level in this 3 minutes so far? I like working at a Guinness darkness. All right, that's good enough. One last thought. I'll rush through this really quickly. I have this fantasy of throwing fried chicken at people that annoy me, like people that show up at skating rinks. It's not a black thing. I swear it's not a black thing. I, however, don't know why until the other day I found out. I have another fantasy where I want to be a homewrecker. There's all these girls I'm in love with that are just dating all these good guys. And you know what? I don't have any game or suaveness to like pull that off. So it's just in that metaphor, all I can hope for is to throw fried chicken against the house. And that's it. All right, my name's Jay Kroger. Have a great night, guys.
I like how during your journey joke, the two women over here were just crushed. Absolutely crushed to learn that that was a bad song. All right, guys. All right, well, we'll do the Journey Hate after Dave gets up, because he's our last guy, so give it up for Dave, everyone.
Thank you so much. I love this mic with no cord. Jake, Journey has always sucked. I'm almost 56 myself, so I know that. I'm really not almost 56, so there you are. You know, this guy that was here, the gay guy was from New Jersey, was talking about how he broke it to his parents that he was gay from the hospital. It reminded me of this story. I got in a fight once and I woke up in the hospital, and 25-1, no worries. That was my one loss. But I woke up in the hospital because the guy was sticking his finger up my ass. And I was too groggy to fucking, like, he was standing there with a cop, the technician guy, and I woke up and him and the cop were sticking a finger up my ass. And like, I was too groggy to ask him what the fuck he was doing. I was like, but then I thought about it. Maybe they were testing to see if it was a hate crime. I don't know what the fuck happened, but that memory just came back. That was sort of weird, so I thought I'd tell you about it. True story. I also wanted to tell you about the time I took a piss next to Ron Jeremy, which wasn't too long ago. It was at a holiday party last Christmas, and I'm taking a piss, and there's Ron Jeremy, and I tell people about it, and they all ask me the same question. And it's a trick question. Did you look? There's no looking. You don't look. Unless you're a senator from Wyoming, no looking. Plus, I already seen it. To tell you the truth, I want to get as far away from that thing as possible. Like, I wanted safety glasses, because you know where that thing starts, but you never really know where it's going to end. So that happened. What else can I tell you? Oh, somebody else was talking about diseases with bad names. Brad, I think. I got Graves' disease. Talk about a fucking disease with a bad name. Grave and disease in the same sentence? Fuck. Plus, they're in the wrong order. That's fucked up. It's a thyroid condition, so I have to take hormones every day. It's no big deal. It isn't. I just take the hormones. In a couple of years, I'll grow small breasts. No. They're not those kind of hormones. Can you imagine me as a transsexual? Close your eyes. Didn't help, did it? I'm Dave Nyker. Thank you.
All right, guys, that is it for us tonight. Give it up for yourselves for coming up here and doing this. Give it up for yourselves for actually sticking around for all the last guys. That's always awesome for the comics. All right, guys, just to let you know, we're here every Tuesday at 6:30. And since you did sign up and we have your email and contact info and all that, if you want to stick around for the next show, An Evening with Ed Galvez, just go to the box office and you get a free ticket. All right, guys, have a good night. I'm Tindell. Take care.